All right, and here we are. We're live. So sorry for the delay, ladies and gentlemen. A couple of things which more than likely should be extremely exciting. So, if you guys don't know, I have a history for having crash and PC issues, right? Well, I think we finally have a solution as to what the problem is. Could be off base. However, with some help from you guys, shout out to Stealth in particular, we might have found the troubleshooting solution, and here's what it is. Apparently, I didn't know this, but your PC, in order to run fast, needs an SSD card. I've been running on a hard drive this entire time. So I went out and I bought an SSD card. Stealth, shout out once again to him. He helped me manually go through and set it up and like transfer everything over. And I kid you not, my previous time to start up my computer was anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes. It's now 30 seconds. And 30 seconds honestly feels slow compared to the fact that I just click a button and then it turns on in like 10 seconds. So it's actually way faster. So, he explained it to me. Basically, I was running off of a hard drive, which is like dinosaur type stuff. So SSD has changed the game. Heck, even when I played video games like Warzone, my game would consistently frame dump. Come to find out that the SSD card not being there was a reason, and I now can play the game in like high quality, and before I had to play it in low quality and it would still dump. Now it's high quality and it's like yet to have a frame drop. Crazy. So the more you know, I should have had an SSD card this entire time, so hopefully this should be the solution going forward to no more crashes. Crossing fingers, this is the first stream with me having the SSD card in, and we started off with excellent connection, so really hoping for that. But I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. So glad to be back. Want to thank you guys all so much for stopping by. We're gonna have a fun stream. I'm really excited to be back. I missed you guys a lot. It was definitely one of those things where it's like I'm on a business trip and I'm working the entire time, and I'm like, gosh dang it, I wish I could go on a live, but I didn't obviously have my streaming gear. So before we jump into it, as always, you want to enter into our weekly giveaways. Make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. And if you don't already know, if you're new, Tuesdays and Thursdays are Q&A days. You can answer, or I answer any of all of your guys' questions as quickly as I can. I will just go in order. If I can't get to you in time, obviously you can always feel free to leave a super comment to have your name be at the top of the chat. But yeah, let's give a couple of shout outs to people that are here so far. And once again, the name of the video is titled to the previous video that I pre-recorded posted, because that's usually what the topic of conversation is. But all right, I might not be able to do this anymore in the future, just because as we continuously grow and have more people in the pre-waiting lobby, it starts to I have to shout out a lot more people. But Tommy's top picks: Tori, Polka Department Store, DJ, Tommy's, wait, hold on one second. Yeah, you guys can hear me. I was like, I give a whole rant and then I check. Tyrone, Micro, Steven, Jonathan Biggs, not Harrison Hinton, Abbas, what's up? TT, In For Now, Vibra Finance, Mr. Redden, Carbonator, G Money, P, Andy Hale. Are we getting there? Spencer Buff, Tom Piz, Tom, I already did that, and then Jason. All right, there we are. There is the, oh wait, no, Pokemon Trainer Mason, come on, can't miss them. Can't miss Pokemon Trainer Mason. Come on, man. And then there's Robert Norton. All right, there's the shout outs for everyone. Thank you guys once again so much. I'm really, let's do this, baby. It has been a hot minute. So it looks like the topic of conversation, it sounds like people are having questions about, are Crown Zenith. What's going on with Crown Zenith? I can't seem to find Crown Zenith is what people are saying. And I'm right there with you guys. I don't know what it is about Crown Zenith, but I've just been hearing the exact same thing. I mean, let's go first and foremost check and see if there is even any Crown Zenith product on the site. I mean, specialty ETB is out of stock. Do I think it'll go back in stock at some point? I mean, historically it has, so I would like to think that history is just going to continue to repeat itself. But Pokemon Company's been doing weird things, so we have absolutely no idea what's going on. Where's the product? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, even distributors, no Crown Zenith whatsoever. They had their initial wave, nothing else. Have yet to find anything. I get asked that all the time on the wholesale program. Eli, do you have Crown Zenith? Do you have Crown Zenith? I wish, trust me. I would reach out to you guys first thing. So, yeah, definitely quite interesting. Do we think V-Star collection from Amazon is worth buying and breaking down to sell? I mean, even when it was at its discounted price, the math just wasn't mathing. You still make videos and do live streams? Welcome back. Get out of here, Steven. I was gone for like a week, okay? I'm still here, man. But yeah, Tyrone, I think 38 bucks. It comes with 10 packs, I think. You know, even if you sell off the promos and do all that kind of work, are you basically getting it for a price point of, you know, $2.50 to $2.75? I would say it's a relatively good deal. I mean, are you trying to just get the, you know, Evolving Skies packs? Because before, if we had the argument of, oh, there was Cosmic Eclipse, of course that's a great deal, but we found out that it was just a stock image and there's actually not any Cosmic Eclipse, so kind of tough here. But oh yeah, the reason why we started late, I forgot to explain that. We started a little bit later because I forgot to have a countdown timer on the SSD card, because since all of my information is on my hard drive right now, I had to re-download everything, which I did that, you know, I did that like a couple days ago when I installed it, but I forgot to re-download the timer. And so I was like trying to download the timer before I went live, and then I was like, yeah, I'll just go live and, you know, people will just guess when we're gonna start, and I'll just, once I get the countdown timer figured out, I at least gotta go live. Except I'm gonna ride wave 2. Well, let's hope there is a wave 2. Definitely dried up faster than expected. I'm worried they may have underprinted an expectation. See, that's the thing. It's hard for me to say that because why would they underprint a product that is already got so much hype while there's such a limited supply of product as it stands right now? It's going to put the focus on that new set more. So it's very confusing why that would be the case. I gotta get a new chicken nugget and Steve's Eat pack. Oh, that's funny. Hey, maybe one day I'll do another one, but that was miserable, bro. Did not see the Japanese PC drop. I wish I had time to do that. Crown Zenith FOMO for real out here, seriously. Get here when you can, Eli. I'm here, baby. Let's do it. It has been way too long. I 100% agree, and I am stoked to be back. Eli got a new gerbil for his power supply. Well, I actually do have a new power supply. I'm going to put that in at some point. We just wanted to test and see if the solution was going to be fixed by the SSD card, because I have a bronze power supply and my PC sometimes would randomly shut off, and that may have been one of the reasons why. Who knows? At this point, we're going to test and see if the SSD will fix all your problems. But I got a gold power supply just in case we do have a random PC shut off problem at some point in the future. First submission to PSA, wish me luck. Well, best of luck to you. SSD and a good amount of RAM too. Oh, I've already had really good RAM. Good RAM is something I bought the most I could get. SSD is something I didn't have, period. Eli, my wife shook her head about your computer. I didn't understand either, but it must be a past our understanding. I guess so, man. Is your wife a computer nerd? That's funny. I didn't know people still used HDD. Well, I did, and that's exactly what Stealth told me when he helped me out. He was like, yo, that's like pre-2000s, man. Like, what are you doing? I was like, it was a good deal. It was cheap, and it looked new. I didn't realize there was a difference. Appreciate the love, of course. Hey there, curious about your opinion on this. I have 2 Evolving Skies booster boxes purchased at $145 each. Would you support selling and putting the money towards a case of Scarlet and Violet booster boxes? Well, here's my personal opinion. You have to ask yourself this, Micro. There's 2 questions you gotta ask yourself. 1, what is more likely at this point? A Evolving Skies reprint that is going to cause the price to drop, or a continuation of price. Or actually, I should say there's 3 outcomes here to what your question is. Is Evolving Skies going to find its top? Is Evolving Skies just going to keep going? Or is Evolving Skies going to get a reprint? The reason why you have to ask those 3 questions is this. Evolving Skies, someone posted a month over the past month for a lot of the booster boxes, and Evolving Skies went from like $292 to $338, I think it was. So in the past month, it's gone up like $40, right? So Evolving Skies not stopping from what we've seen. Do you think that momentum is going to slow down? Because if you think that momentum is going to slow down, then obviously it makes sense to transfer into Scarlet and Violet. Now, if you think a reprint is going to happen, then once again, that also makes sense for you to transfer it into Scarlet and Violet. You know, of course, if you're getting in at that like 105 price point, 110 price point, that's like kind of the new bottom at this point. Now, if you think that Evolving Skies is not going to get a reprint, and it's just going to keep going up, it's not going to find a kind of flattening point, then yes, it obviously makes sense for you to hold on to your Evolving. Now, if you think it's going to keep going up, is in the future Scarlet and Violet base going to outperform that general percentage gain of Evolving Skies at its current price point? I would say just based on general outcome and statistics, your probability is still gearing you, even if there wasn't an Evolving Skies reprint, to transition into Scarlet and Violet at that 105 price point, if you can of course still acquire it. But at the end of the day, this is all statistical probability and risk that can't truly be calculated. You're just saying, all right, what are our outcomes and what are the variables that come in play with this? And the outcomes tending to be more positive in the direction of Scarlet and Violet, I feel like are a more common probability, because the outcome itself is solely reliant on if Evolving Skies just keeps going up in price and it doesn't get a reprint or it doesn't find a top. And so that's 2 out of 3 negative possibilities that you could potentially see. But obviously at the same exact time, you're just at that point trying to negate risk as best as possible. And considering Scarlet and Violet is at more or less its low, outside of the new wholesale price, which once again, we talk about this a lot, dollar cost average, you've got a really, really low upside or a really low downside risk at that point transferring over to Scarlet. So think of it less as, if you were to do this, it's less of a, I think Scarlet and Violet is going to perform better than Evolving Skies, and more of, hypothetically speaking, if Evolving Skies were to get a reprint, if Evolving Skies were to find its top, you're not only preserving your profits by taking money off the table and Evolving and putting it in something that's at its more or less bottoming point, and taking that risk off the table, but you're also putting yourself in a secure investment, which we know is just a really good opportunity as of now, and you don't have to think about having left money on the table, since you're going to be able to sell at an extremely, extremely good price point. I mean, you're talking more than 100% return even after fees. So shout out to you on that one. That's kind of my rationale for it, is it's just a risk to reward ratio. If you want to be risky and you say that, yeah, I think it's just going to keep going up, there's no reprint in the future, or there's not a point it's going to hit a top and it's just going to keep going up, up, and up, which is possible, but very improbable that that'll probably happen. I think that there is just a better negated risk going that way. It's a really great set. I think you're probably talking about Crown Zenith. I agree. Not Harrison Hinton, do you think they intentionally underprinted the current set of Crown Zenith to make sure people still want the stuff coming out of the next month? No, that doesn't make any sense. Why would they do that? The Pokemon Company, I mean, it's like asking yourself, if you had a money printing machine, would you keep printing the money if it wasn't going to have any general repercussions up until a certain point? Like, obviously there's inflation, right? Like, when you're talking about a money printing machine, there's always going to be consequences, and inflation being oversupply of, cards and packs and everything. But when you know that there's a certain demand point you can print to, and you're under printing to that demand point, there's no repercussions if you were to print more at that point. It's one thing if you're printing it into the ground to the point of where it's well below or at wholesale pricing, but that's not obviously what we're saying. We're saying, hey guys, what's going on with Crown Zenith already above MSRP because the supply dwindled so fast and is going to continue to more than likely just keep going up in value. Greetings, are you AI? I am not AI, Enrique. Whoa, this did this ETB on the Pokemon Center Crown Zenith really sell? I'd say temporarily. That's kind of my thought. My bet is dumping a ton all at the same time. Historically speaking, boss, you would be 100% correct. That's what the Pokemon Company has always done. That's the bet that I myself am making. Once again, this is a very unprecedented time considering the Pokemon Company has never switched to silver borders before in English. They did in Japan in 2003. So anything is possible at this point, but you know, if we're just going based off of what history has told us, that makes the most sense. What you've been up to besides Pokemon? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. For those of you guys that don't know where I've been for the past week, I took a business trip down to my game store, which I opened up with a partner. We had a Magic the Gathering tournament, and we more or less just, you know, we hosted that. Do I know anything about Magic? I do not know anything about Magic. So why was I at the tournament? If I'm being completely honest, my assumption is it was more or less my partner was just wanting to flex how well the store was doing and try and convince me to move back down to Oregon because we are doing extremely well and we're looking at potentially getting a larger location, which he would need some help running, and presumably I would be that individual to help him run it by moving back down there. So it was a fun time nonetheless. Did I know what was going on in Magic when I was watching it? Like, I picked up some things, but I mean, I'm a Pokemon guy. You guys know that. So I had a really fun time, though. I got to meet some of the new employees. It was really fun hanging out with my partner and some of my other friends that I was visiting down there. But yeah, really quick trip. Just 5 days. Basically came in, you know, did some work stuff, and then hung out at the store for the tournament, and then did some more work stuff the day after. So all in all, really enjoyed myself. But I'm glad to definitely be back because, oh my gosh, it got down to -1 degrees in Oregon. And right now in Arizona, it is like 66 degrees. So frick that. I am all about that heat right now, baby. Solid state drives are incredible. How can I make money on Pokemon? Give me all the routes. Well, without going into the exact details, because you know, I've made videos about it. I feel like I should just get better at making playlists just to make life easier for everyone, so that when I say go watch a video, it should be just click a playlist. I mean, it's pretty simple. You've got flipping sealed, flipping slabs, grading to get slabs and flip, bulk, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess social media. And like doing openings or doing things that I'm like having discussions about. Consignment, I mean, there's a lot of different ways to make money in Pokemon. It just depends kind of what your forte is. There's a lot of different routes. I mean, I just listed 6 right there. And so, buy, hold for 3 years, sell at Pokemon Department Store, or yeah, long-term investment, you know? As I did say, I think I said flip sealed. I'm not 100% certain if I said just sell sealed, but you know, sell sealed, short term, medium term, long term. Short term is more or less just a fancy way from an investment perspective saying flip it. but there's not really much money in that. You know, it happens sometimes. Like you can get those good investment opportunities with like Crown Zenith or CUPCs or like Evolving Skies booster boxes if you get in when it's cheap and then resell it at its high point. But you know, long term is usually the way to go, and it requires less work. PokeDad breaks. Hey Eli, hope you're caught up. When's the next break schedule for you, or are you still catching up? Still catching up, sadly. I am sadly still catching up. So just to kind of give you a thought process on what's going on, we got a Roka recently, and I am currently still setting up the Roka room itself. I'll have to take a video of that. It's actually really cool. The system that we have set up for it is extremely exciting. So I've been doing that. I'm going to hire someone to hopefully help me with that, because I cannot do that all by myself. Then on top of that too, I have been extremely swamped with the wholesale program since we sold out extremely fast for that. I am just in the process of creating a new system to make my life easier. Basically, I don't have time to work 100 hours every week. That is just extremely unrealistic for me. And so I am in the process of setting up a bot that is going to help streamline the system, which here's my kind of plan with that, right? My plan is this. I'm going to set up a bot for the wholesale program, which is going to make my life easier when it comes to purchasing. I really am only going to have to worry about the payment accepting and the general shipping. If I just have to manage that and not manage, 30 messages a day, I will take that all day. Makes my life easier where I don't have to spend a lot of time doing messaging and stuff. Once I've done that, I've freed up more time, I am then going to open up another expansion tier of the wholesale program for another 50 slots. Because at that point, I will have more free time to do it, and I will open a new slot, which I will charge with this new slot. It's going to be the same benefits, but it's going to be at a higher price because the demand is insanely high for this program. And so for me, it's more or less, I want to create loyalty for those that are at that $50 price point, because there is a general incentive, I feel like, for those to stay in the program at that current price point, because it just, they were the ones that helped me create the program to begin with. I want to honor that $50 price point and then create a second tier that is going to be at a higher price point. However, I'm going to also additionally add the investment profitability bot once it goes live to both of the tiers. So more or less what I'm doing is I'm going to add more benefits to the tier system itself while increasing the price to adjust for demand. And with that as well, it once again goes back to the $50 tier price point individuals that are in that program. They're getting something free out of it and being loyal, and their prices are not being increased. And then for the additional tier, it gives people an opportunity to, of course, hop in at a slightly higher price point, as well as with now an additional feature to kind of help ease the pricing increase. But at the end of the day, this is just kind of the reason why I'm doing it, because the demand has been extremely high for it. $50 sold out extremely fast, made me realize $50 is probably a good deal, so upping it to $75. If $75 sells out really fast, once again, create another tier. But the whole point of me progressively doing it this way is I value my time, and I have to realize what makes the most sense financially for myself and growing this whole business aspect because of how much time that is currently taking it away. And so I'm going to use the additional funds once the second tier system has been opened up to pay an employee so that they can really help run the program. I just have to take care of the financial side and the bookkeeping side of it. And then once I've freed myself up from paying off an employee, it'll give me more time to do more breaks, work on more future projects. And then as we progressively grow, I'm going to then add those additional projects, features as benefits to the programs themselves. So I just want to keep doing whatever I can to just offer more and more awesome tools and benefits to the community. And so that's kind of my thing. It's more or less a make more money to reinvest into more projects that can help better the community. That's kind of what my general scalable plan is. But it starts with me getting an employee. I'm not in a financial situation right now where with the current wholesale program, I'm making enough to where I feel comfortable hiring an employee because they're expensive. So once I get the system set up and we open up the second tier list, for the wholesale program, then I will start generating enough money once it's sold out for me to feel comfortable to hire on an employee, because then I'll be able to just literally hire someone full time to just ship out boxes for me, which will be awesome. I will be super excited for that. But yeah, and then I'll just be starting to do more content related things. I'll be hiring people to help do shorts. I will be hiring an editor. I will be working more on doing breaks. I will be hiring more devs to help with our projects that is going to make your guys' life easier for investing, or fun features that we're going to add to the website for those that like to collect. There's so many different projects and things I'm working on, but I only have so much time and I only have so much money at this moment. So bringing more people in and having the money to bring more people in is kind of the equation that I'm trying to figure out as it's currently stands. But what's up, Pokemon Community Deals? Good to see you here, brother. Definitely recognize that logo now. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hopefully you enjoyed yesterday's video. Eli, how do LGSs survive when they're totally out of stock of product that moves booster boxes and sitting with tons of Charizard UPCs and can't move? Pretty simple, Jim. Two things. One, actually three things. One, don't just restrict yourself to Pokemon. I went and looked at the books for our game store itself. It was about 49% Pokemon, 49% Magic, and 1% Yu-Gi-Oh! Lol, sorry, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or 2% Yu-Gi-Oh! Sorry. We're actually going to be doing Flesh and Blood. We just recently got approved to be a Flesh and Blood location to host events, so we're probably going to replace Yu-Gi-Oh! For that because no one's into Yu-Gi-Oh! Sadly. Which is interesting enough because people message me about 25th anniversary stuff for Yu-Gi-Oh! But at the store, no one cares. No one cares. So diversify yourself for an LGS. That's the number one thing. Two, singles. Singles are really where you make your money because when it comes to TCG player, obviously there's a lot of people that are, you know, doing their TCG player thing online, but there's a lot of people that don't have time to do that and they just want to get quick cash to trade in for in-store value or just get cash up front. And so they're willing to go to the store, sell it to us at a discounted rate, and then we're able to flip it for, you know, a good profit. So that's kind of the main thing with that. And then lastly, being a good businessman. A lot of LGSs, I think it's a 70% failure rate, don't know how to be good business people. You have a lot of people that get into the hobby and they just do it because, or they not get into the hobby, they get into the LGS game and they don't know how to run a business. And so they're just fans of the hobby and they kind of just wing it and they end up not performing well for it. But I was blessed to have my partner Steve who reached out to me. You know, I won't go into the story of how it happened, although it is a cool story. And basically he had experience running a storefront and was like, hey, you've got the connections for distribution and I want you to help me out with this project. I will just, you know, take care of the storefront side of things and the bookkeeping because this is something I've been doing for the past 20 years of my life. What do you say? And so having someone like that who was able to just basically, you know, come in with his experience and take care of it, done, easy. It's super exciting. I mean, we hit the ground running with it and the store it's doing well, but a lot of people, you know, don't typically have those business acumens like he does or the general knowledge and understanding of the market. I mean, it was one of those things where basically I had sat down for lunch with him and I was like, hey man, we've got a huge opportunity to open a storefront for, you know, just trading card games in general. Obviously Pokemon was my main thing, but just anything trading card game related. We've got an opportunity in our general market. There's zero competition. There's one other store who everyone always complains about. They've got terrible hours. They've got terrible pricing. It's a really bad location. Like, we can just straight up crush it. And you know what happened? I'm not even kidding you. We had a lot of their employees that used to go over there and run their tournament events now working for us, and the store itself actually closed at the end of last year. So they literally got run out of business because of how poorly they were treating their employees, their customers. And when competition came in and there was an alternative, people came running to the better option and they lost all their customers. So it was, I mean, our plan went exactly how we thought it would go. So you just have to know your market and you have to know how to be a good businessman and how to, you know, take care of people. And if you don't know how to do that, then when someone else does, they're going to run you out of business. HDDs are old, but calling it pre-2000s. That's what he said, man. He's like, that's 1997 type stuff. Thanks for the feedback. Yeah, of course, no problem. If all of a sudden a huge product dump reprint market gets saturated and LGSs have to pay those invoices and end up with too much stuff, why is Pokemon so up and down with stock? I mean, honestly, you have to look at it this way, Jim. The problem is not necessarily that if a huge dump happens, all of a sudden LGSs are going to be, you know, just sitting on this stock and they're going to, you want to hear a misconception that a lot of people generally have. The problem is not reprints hurt game stores. The problem is reprints hurt bad business people. because there is a very common theme when it comes to storefronts. And what they will do is they will take pre-orders for a product and then basically take pre-orders for that product without having the money, and then use the money to buy that product after they've already committed to their allocations. The problem then becomes when they don't take pre-orders for product or they take pre-orders for product and then a large reprint happens, the wave, kind of expands and the pricing goes down. And then all of a sudden they're just sitting on all this product that they pre-ordered. So it has less to do with the fact of the matter that, reprints and their pricing, corrections are hurting game stores. Don't get me wrong. Like, obviously they want better margins. So it's not hurting them. It's hurting them, but not in the way in which people think. Because when you go to a game store, game stores are typically going to charge an additional $20 to $40, depending upon what kind of game store, over the general market price, because they have employees and they have other expenses like paying for a storefront. And that's just kind of the game you play. And with that, local, individuals that support small businesses or just want product right then and right there and are willing to pay for the premium of that, like, it's very much so something we all understand. And so that's just kind of the game that's played. So it's not like if the price of Scarlet and Violet is $105 right now online, there's storefronts that are going to be selling it for $120, $125, $130, because they're not going to compete with online because prices are lower. And on top of that, they're not going to have to ship out because they have a location that they can, readily available show off their product in the store and not have to pay an additional $10 to ship out a booster box or $15 for a case. So the margins in that regard, quote unquote, are better. Obviously, they're still not great margins, and that's why you're making most of your money on singles. But at the end of the day, it's enough to where as long as you're not over leveraging yourself and you're putting yourself in risky positions where you have to take on product because you pre-committed based off the current market price and then there's a market adjustment, then that's the big issue. You saw what really was the biggest problem was during the main pandemic part where prices were skyrocketing and battle styles was the thing. Battle styles at game stores were selling for $150, $170 a pop, and people were just eating it up. And game stores were just over leveraging themselves and just taking in more than they actually should. And so when that market correction came and they were basically hit with the reality of this new supply of battle styles and the product price went down to $75, $80, sure, they can try and, of course, sell it at a certain price point that is going to make them profitable. But the problem is not the profitability issue. The problem is you're now on a timer because you're over leveraging by sitting on all this product that now no longer a ton of people want because a lot of other product got printed around the same time, or you're sitting on all this product that's on a credit card and you got a month to pay it off before you end up accruing interest, or you've got all this money that is being locked up in having to pay employees and you're just monthly rent and expenses. So it really just comes down to a lack of business management on a lot of game stores' end, which is why I think a lot of game stores failed to begin with. So do I think that ultimately, reprints are harmful to game stores? Yes, slightly, but not as much as people think. And that really just comes down to, once again, making sure you're leveraging yourself properly. Because when a reprint happens for myself, I get excited because I understand not to over leverage myself and get stuck with dead product. And if I am going to pick up, because here's the deal, man. If a reprint happens, I'm going to be smart enough to realize that prices are probably going to stay at that point for a while. They're going to be on distributors' pages for a while. So trying to put in pre-numbers for it when I know I can just wait when it's active stock and I can just buy it as I need it, it's a lot better of a play than saying, hey, there's a reprint coming in the future. Let me just put in for a number of 500 booster boxes and hope that I get filled. And then you actually get filled for that amount and then you can't sell that amount. That's where it becomes an issue. And either you take it or it burns your relationship with your distributor, and that could potentially hurt you for future allocations, or it could potentially hurt you to just, burn the bridge entirely from the distributor. And that's why playing the game is, of distribution is a very tricky one, because a lot of people will put in numbers hoping that they get it, but like 95% of the time they won't get the exact number that they put in, and you're constantly trying to put in higher and higher numbers so that over time your allocation spend and your allocation increases. So trying to find that balance, but at the same exact time, that doesn't mean you should overdo it by just saying, oh yeah, I'm expecting to get 200 booster boxes, but you know, I'm going to put it in for 1,000 because I'm hoping that it's going to, you know, make it seem like I'm going to get more. Like, there's some people that have a misconception to that, but I can keep going on forever. So I'm just going to move on so I didn't get too behind on that. Where did I buy those shelves behind me? IKEA. Like $150. Would you know if there is a discount for Game Nerd site? I mean, the discount is if you buy a case, you get 105 a booster box. Thinking of selling my 2 ounces of gold for paper gold. Evolving Skies thoughts. I mean, I don't know, man. That's kind of a hard one. I mean, you know my opinion on Evolving Skies right now. I'm staying away from it as much as I can. How are the sales for your guys for the Phyrexia set? For Magic the Gathering, we honestly, I don't know specifically about Phyrexia. I don't follow the exact books that closely. Like I said, my partner manages that. I just knew the overall general sales. But so far, just in general, Magic, for the most part, has been selling extremely well. So I would presume it's doing well, but I can't give you the exact details. Crown Zenith Pokemon Center ETBs are almost $100 and TCG players should have listened to Eli. Bro, I would not shut up about that. You can flip it for so good right now. I mean, I wouldn't shut up saying that was my favorite item to pick up. Expand to Iowa. I want to open a store. Need $25,000. It's going to be a lot more than just $25,000 to open a shop. I don't know what the real estate market is in Iowa, but I can tell you it costs us about $100,000 to do our shop. How was it to file taxes when you first started your company and out? My brain has changed to mush. Well, it depends. I started my Pokemart USA as a sole proprietor. We started E4, which is our DBA, as an LLC. So it just depends on kind of the route you want to go. People keep telling me that I should go to an LLC, but which I understand, like in terms of what the cost is going to, you know, what it's going to take for me to, you know, start an LLC and transfer is like $50, and it obviously protects myself from, you know, limited liability as an individual versus a company. I don't know. I mean, I probably should, but I just am like, I already am so busy all the time, and I'm already dealing with other tax things right now with filings with my bookkeeper, and she's like, so you did what over the past year? You're generating income from where? From what account? You opened how many new bank accounts? You have what now? Business open? Like, she's already so overwhelmed with things, and I'm just sitting on the phone trying to help her out, and I'm like, gosh, if I just switch over to an LLC, that's just gonna ruin her day. It's just like, I'll just figure it out when I figure it out. I'll figure it out when I figure it out. They are IKEA shelves. You forgot selling Pokemon crafts. Oh my gosh, Pokemon department store. You are paving the way for selling Pokemon crafts. What an idiot. How could I not have mentioned that? I think the best profit method is going to elementary school entry. That's so funny, Matthew. I mean, when I was a little kid, I had like a bucket of common and uncommons, and I told kids that they could just grab 20 cards from the bucket in exchange for one of their shiny cards. People did it. They're like, 20 to 1, what a deal. Buy up all of one card, destroy half of them to raise value the other half. That's big brain. It's big brain, Solomon. Solomon gets it. That is called artificial scarcity at its finest. The 50 per month, I assume you're talking about the wholesale. It's currently 50, but it's sold out at 50 extremely fast, which is why we're going to change it. Monthly or one-time fee? Oh, definitely monthly. Definitely monthly. I mean, you're getting access to unlimited supply of Pokemon product that we have available. Now, and I want people to understand this when I say this clearly, because I get asked all the time, Eli, you should make a tier for people that spend less. Because for the $50 to $75 price point, unless you're spending at least a couple $100 a month on Pokemon product, it's obviously not realistic for most people. But the thing is when it comes to the current program and the way in which I run it, two things. One, I am messaging people constantly right? And so if I were to make a cheaper tier, aka I'm getting less money out of it, but I'm putting in more work, because you might say to yourself, well, you're shipping less product. Shipping is not the part that's difficult for me. The part that's difficult for me is constantly messaging people. The $50 price point is not the $50 for the tier itself. $50 is for the time that it takes for me to have a conversation with you as a customer and then ship. So it's 25 more or less for talking with you and 25 more or less for doing all the shipping for you. So it's for my time. So if I'm charging $25, that more or less is me basically, sure, I'm selling you less product, but I'm still having to take the time to talk to you as well as ship out the product. So the mathematical equation is I'm making less and wasting more of my time. And I shouldn't say wasting, but spending more of my time. I just say that because, you know, there's a calculation or an equation in my mind on, you know, what makes the most financial sense for me. And that's why it makes it kind of tough, because there has to be a kind of streamlined system. In the future, if we can get that streamlined system, then potentially we could offer that. But then the next question comes up, which is this distribution game, how is it played? The distribution game is quite simple. The Pokemon company looks at your overall spend, and the more you spend, in distribution in particular, they look over your spend, the more you spend on product, the more you're going to get allocated. However, there's a caveat to that. It is predominantly looked in the limelight of crappy product. If I say that for a cheaper tier, you're limited to 1 case of booster boxes or 1 case of Elite Trainer box, or whatever I say you're limited to, it doesn't help me get allocations in the future, because I need people to pick up those collector's chests, those trainer toolkits, those build and battles. And if people are limited by picking up only certain products and it's not helping, then it's not going to increase the overall spend, which is going to get us more product. So it's limiting those that are in that $50 tier that are spending outside of their general booster box ETB products, because that's just the game in which distribution and the Pokemon company plays. I can sit here and say all I want. Yeah, I want, 1,000 booster boxes, and they're going to say that's great and all, but it's a heavily allocated product. What are you going to buy in order to get those 1,000 booster boxes? We're going to need you to buy collector's chests, trainer toolkits, V battle decks, and if I'm not buying that, then I'm not getting the booster boxes that people want me to sell them. So that's just the game that I play. It's just the reality of the situation, and that's something that I would love to figure out in the future, because my whole thing with the wholesale program is obviously to offer a benefit to everyone in the community to get access to distribution for what I consider to be a ridiculous steal of a price, considering this is only acquirable by having a game store, which is going to cost you $2 to $3K a month just to have a storefront and run an LLC. So getting access to all of that with only having to pay $50 to $75 a month is kind of a crazy deal, but once again, I'm still kind of trying to figure out the logistics of it, and if that's something I can feasibly do in the future, because I just can only message so many people all at once, and I can only offer so much product based off of general allocation spend. So it's just the reality of the situation. I hate saying that, but it's just kind of the truth. Yeah, depending upon your purchases, $50 and $75 are a fantastic deal. No, 100%. I mean, straight up, like, even if you say $25 more, if you're buying $500 to $1,000 a month in Pokemon product, big whoop. $25, that's not a big change, right? I mean, we've got people that are spending, which I'm, obviously not every individual is able to spend this much, but this is just the value that comes with the tier program. We've got people that are spending $3,000 to $10,000 on a monthly basis on Pokemon product. And so a $75 to $50 fee for $10,000 worth of wholesale product, that's going to add about a penny to each product you buy. Like, yeah, I mean, the math is just, it maths. I'll move to Arizona and do logistics when you're I mean, it's less logistics. I need to just, you know what I need to do? I need to hire someone that can do like warehouse oriented stuff. Like someone that knows like logistically how to efficiently ship product as quickly as possible. And then someone who can help me with the bulk. That's what I really need. I need someone that's extremely detail oriented that can just pay attention to that kind of stuff. Which it's not hard. Like literally running the Roka and doing the bulk side of things, you just need to know the alphabet and not miss details. Like that's as easy as it is. And then for shipping, just slap the labels the right way and make sure you can keep track of where the product goes to. Like it's simple stuff. But as scary as it is, when you've run a business and it's your baby and you've been building this up for the past couple of years, the idea of hiring someone and putting trust in someone to hopefully not F it up is one of the scariest things as a business owner, and I'm having to come to grips with. And that's why I'm so, for the longest time, like hesitant to do it, but also at the same time, financially, it's never made sense to begin with. But now that it's going to make financial sense, it's a scary process because trying to vet someone that you can trust to do all these things, because that's really what it is, it's scary, man. It's scary. Yo, down for some Flesh and Blood, right? What you're telling me, Flesh and Blood more popular in AZ than Yu-Gi-Oh? Well, so the game store location's in Oregon. I live in Arizona, but the game store is in Oregon. Basically, long story short, when I got approached by my now partner to start the game store, I basically threw the idea in his head. He said, nah, I'm fine. I don't want to start the game store. And then literally he approached me like a week later and he said, just kidding, let's do this. I had been locked into my lease agreement at that point, and so I wasn't going to lose $4,000 unless he wanted to pay that and then try and find a place to live. So I ended up just having to move to Arizona at that point. Get that Disney stuff in the summer. Yes, we will be getting Lorcana. And that will be accessible to those in the wholesale program. So, because the wholesale program is not limited to Pokemon. It is everything that we can get from the game store. We can get Magic, we can get Yu-Gi-Oh, we can get Flesh and Blood, Lorcana in the future, but we don't have One Piece, we don't have Dragon Ball Z. That's just kind of it. Obviously, there's still a certain expectation when it comes to purchasing that product since it has to be shipped to the game store. So the shipment times might take slightly longer because I have to hire an employee at the store to take care of it. I can't just have it be shipped to me at my office in Arizona because Pokemon Company does ship to non-storefront locations, so I can ship that out faster. But yeah, you still get access to it at wholesale, which is still pretty sweet. I hate to bring it up, but I think there was a mix-up with it. Yeah, we can definitely talk about that. Just PM me about it, Wrath. Hey Eli, I didn't even watch yesterday's video, but you convinced me to watch the live just by going live. Hey, well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Flesh and Blood is awesome. I really do enjoy Flesh and Blood myself. It seems like Scarlet and Violet is selling way under MSRP on pre-order around 110 while MSRP is 160. What are your thoughts on this? Just general market, same thing, how it's always gone. 144 was the previous MSRP price point, but you never saw booster boxes selling at 144. You always saw them sell for around 90 to 100 bucks. So it's just the game just being played the same way, just at a new inflated price. What do you think about the potential recession and how it will affect the teaching market as a whole? I mean, put some cards again out of business. I mean, it's definitely something that I think is on. It's been on my mind for a while. I mean, logistically, you have to calculate for that. But at the end of the day, my general thought process is if you're good at business, you're going to learn to survive. And if you're not, and you're just kind of hanging on by a thread, by whatever thing that's helping you get by, then you're going to get hit the hardest. You're just going to have to be able to adjust in whatever way you can. Going to an event tonight. Oh, that's cool. What do you think about potential? Already answered that question. I don't know how Magic players feel, but there's a loud voice being negative of Magic. I can see that moving over to Fab as well as Pokemon. I mean, the only thing is everyone's upset with Magic the Gathering 30 and how that has played a factor into a lot of people's, disdain for how Wizards is handling things. But, I mean, the only voice that you can hear from Pokemon is really just, we need more product. That's kind of it. I mean, Magic's doing their own thing. That's kind of shooting themselves in the foot. Yo, what's up, average player? Good to see you as always. Hey, good to see you as well, Michael. Sources from... I hate doing this. Source from TPC told me they're not watching booster box prices, but the price of singles. So Evolving Skies booster box is being 300 plus doesn't mean anything to them, but rather Moonbreon 500 does. I mean, that totally makes sense to me, because that's something that interesting actually. Sources from TPC, so I assume you mean the Pokemon Company, told me they're not watching booster box prices, but the price of singles. I mean, that totally makes sense to me, because logistically speaking, as we've mentioned many times before, they care more about the player than anything else. And so if you have, or the collector as well, and getting access to singles to collect or play with is more important to them than some seal collectors, which obviously that is a huge part of the market. But at the end of the day, you know, they're probably gearing more towards that, with Moonbrown being at $500. That's kind of crazy. Okay, give me $100,000, I'll get a shop up, right? But yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Is there any more information to add to that? Because I would definitely love to hear more about that. I cannot remember. Has Chilling Reign been reprinted? I thought it was. I cannot. Well, it had a delayed Wave 2, and then Wave 2 came out. So it has not technically had a reprint. It had a Wave 1, and it had a Wave 2. Are Vivid Voltage Charizard theme decks a good buy for $13 each? They're available in Pokemon Center. Honestly, hard to really say. I'm not someone that, you know, invests in theme decks much, so that's kind of a difficult one to give my general 2 cents on. Leon, buy them, grade the Cracked Ice promo, and the rest of the deck, easy money. Well, if you guys know more research about it, then obviously give your best opinion on it, but I will refrain from giving an opinion on an item that I don't know the profitability of. Can you use the collector's chest in giveaway lotteries, some sort of tax write-off or something? Solomon, I'm actually looking into giving away all of the collector's chests to a school for donation. That is what I was told by some people that I should do. Yeah, exactly. Just prepare to hold for a long time. I've been learning a lot, crafting my own system these past few months. I got you. Hey, my job is ordering and organizing and packaging. That's so funny, Wrath. Well, I mean, what, are you guys all going to relocate to Arizona to work for me? Is that what I'm hearing? Are we all doing a trip to Gilbert, Arizona? I mean, if you live in Arizona and that's something you do, then obviously hit me up. But I don't expect people to relocate from like Florida or California to work for me part-time. Heck, I've been sorting bulk by hand, all of you guys. I mean, guys, you can't do this over the computer. Everyone's over all of a sudden like, yo, I'm making the journey. I'm going to work for Pokemart. I'm taking the drive. I mean, I would just feel bad if you guys fully relocate your life just to work a part-time. Like, maybe if it was like a full-time gig and I paid well enough, but for now, it's just a part-time until we fully expand into the program. It's something that's going to be, of course, scalable, right? We're going to see how part-time works, and if part-time works out, great. We'll keep it part-time. If we realize, oh, no, we need them full-time, then full-time will be the play. But it has to obviously be logistically positive. I mean, 105 is not bad. Also, those 2 sets won't, or at least I don't think, be reprinted. Who knows, man? Who knows? 105 means that it's a need at 130 a box to break even after fees-ish. Yeah, no, it's tough, man. Firm believer that all sealed is like a 10-year hold. I mean, pretty hard not to make money off of a 10-year hold when sealed product is inflationary. But I would be taking a big pay cut off the switch to post. Well, that makes sense. Jayon says, did someone say Flesh and Blood? Yes, sir, Mr. Jayon. Our #1 Flesh and Blood fan has entered the chat. Our #1 Flesh and Blood mod has entered the chat. So shout out to Jayon on that. Flesh and Blood, I definitely love the artwork, and I think the future of it is good. Do you like the Amazon dumps? What do you mean by that? Did anyone else catch Evolving Skies ETBs on the Pokemon Center today? I did not. Our FAG group has doubled since Magic 30. None from Pokemon yet. Interesting. I see. So you're saying more or less a bunch of people are going to come over that. not worth trying up that much capital for breaking even. No guarantee that boxes rise up, but even if they do, not worth the investment for a $30 return. Yeah, no, I mean, that's totally understandable. How does your membership work? I think I want to buy Lorcana when it comes out. It's pretty simple. It's a Patreon membership. Basically, what it is you pay $75 is what's going to be the new tier when it opens. Currently $50, but we're sold out completely. And you join the Discord program, or you join the Patreon program. You link it with your Discord. You get access to our private chat, and then that's it. You just order whatever you want, wholesale that we have available. So you're paying wholesale prices. That's kind of it. Okay, so if you're here right now, Zapdos, so just because I wanted to make a response to this, those are booster bundles. Those are booster bundles. So if you don't know what booster bundles are, they're 6 packs that are thrown in a build and battle box, but they are only just 6 packs. So that's not build and battles. That's 144 packs just coming from booster bundles. I worked 20 hours straight that day when I shipped it out, and I said to myself, I can either cut the loss and just basically pay the difference of what it takes to ship it out to you by breaking down all the the booster bundles, or I could just or I can break it down and spend another 30 minutes doing it. And I said, frick that. I'll just ship them out as booster bundles in 144 of them packs worth, and then just pay the difference in whatever ship is. And that's just what I did. But yeah, no, so that explains it. I those are not build and battles. That is booster bundles. And then you still have your other case of your CUPC on the way too. That was shipped at another time. So it should be coming in about a day or two, hopefully. But yeah, no, the membership, simple. Pay a flat rate fee. Get access to our Discord where I make announcements, and I give you access to the allocation sheet, which tells you what product we have available. And then you just go through the process and procedure of ordering product at wholesale as if you had an account with wholesale. The only difference is you don't get a login. I'm your more or less middleman that's doing that for you. And then, yeah, pretty simple, man. And like I said, you get access to all the product I mentioned. Are singles worth investing in or not? Since a lot of people weigh packs, to be honest, I hear it's not like that, but I hear your thoughts. I mean, singles are definitely something where you can make your money, but my biggest thing with singles is if I'm going to invest in singles, you have to look at it in a certain lens that I feel like is a lot more difficult than looking at it through sealed. Because if I'm being honest, sealed is like investing for dummies when it comes to that. Even if you invest in a crappy set like Crimson Invasion or Steam Siege, it's going to go up over time because it's deflationary. Versus singles, you have to be able to know what to invest in at the right time based off of the overall art design and the perception that people are going to invest in it based off of the art design, and then know when's the right time to buy based off of the market. Because when it comes to booster boxes, what is the real market price of a booster box? We're able to go off of what wholesale is and what MSRP is. There is not a wholesale or MSRP price for singles, so it's based off of just the interpretation of what feels like a good deal when comparing it to other cards. And so it's not that you can't make money off of singles, because you totally can. It's just two things. One, you have to know when's a good time to buy. And then two, you have to know what is a good thing to buy, because there's just that inflationary factor at play where you're going to have, specifically with newer ultramodern product, more supply continuously being increased into the pool as more booster boxes and sealed product is opened. So that's just kind of the reality of it. But yeah, no, I know there's such a new thing. When I shipped them out, I was like, I wonder how many people are gonna get so confused and be like, yo, why do I got build and battle boxes being shipped to me? No, that's booster bundles. Sorry, I mean sleeve single packs. Oh, you meant sleeve single packs. Sleeve single packs. Sleeve single packs, are they worth investing? I think that you're going to have a lot better of a chance investing in sleeve single packs from the past, because although there isn't still an artwork to it and people will collect that artwork to it, it's less of a collection piece from the artwork perspective and more of a collection piece from the unweighted displayability perspective. And so what I mean by that is ultra modern product. Granted, there are still some that you can weigh. Most of it is unweighable at this point, and the Pokemon Company is making adjustments to that consistently. Versus Diamond Pearl, Black and White, early XY era, and older, you can weigh packs, and so there was a premium that you would pay to have those blisters. And so although there are still pack artworks that are worth value, and they're, going to, look at base set, Charizard is the pack that is going to be the most expensive, but the premium you're paying outside of just the pack art itself, their value that comes with it, knowing that it's going to be unweighted because it's in a blister, is also such an additional value that you can there's just so much more that comes with that with older product. So if you want to in the future just collect ultra modern product that's sleeve blisters, it's still going to hold its value, but it's not going to have that same premium, since it's not going to really affect the weight value comparatively to the past. I already live in Arizona once for college. Hey, where'd you go to college? Probably ASU. I believe singles have better pull rates from booster boxes or ETBs, but it's hard to deal with if you're investing skill. I think that, so this might sound controversial, I think booster boxes have one of the worst pull rates for singles. I think that a lot of people, and don't get me wrong, I don't have general data to back this yet. I would like to accumulate that data, but here's just my general thought process as to why booster boxes, I feel like, have a lot worse pull rates than people realize. Booster boxes are indeed mapped, not in like a way where it's like, oh, if I open this pack, I'm guaranteed going to get something good. No, it's mapped in a way in which you're going to get at least a minimum of a product. However, for the most part, statistically, you're also going to more than likely get a maximum of product. When it comes to sleeve blisters, elite trainer boxes, build-a-battles, all these other products, there is no sort of minimum or maximum amount that you can get. So if you want to open 144 sleeve packs, you could, in theory, get like 10 alternate arts. Like, you could go crazy with that. Your statistical probability of that happening compared to getting 10 out of the equivalent amount of packs from a booster box is more than likely much, much higher, because you're just not capped in that same regard. Sure, there's also a possibility you could swing and a miss, but I mean, it's just from my own anecdotal experience. I remember, did a mystery pack, because we have Pokemon USA mystery pack breaks, and we averaged 1 in 36 was an alternate art. So 1 alternate art per every 36 packs opened, and it was like insane. We pulled the Moonbreon, we pulled the Machamp, we pulled the best alternate arts you could have pulled too, from each of the sets that we opened. So like I said, anecdotal, not a statistical argument based in facts yet, but in the future it will be. So in the future it will be. I already live in an already answered that question. Eli, I'm at your disposal. Ship me all your product and I'll package and ship it to your Derek, that's actually so funny. Okay, slightly unethical, but maybe find a local school Pokemon club and have them volunteer, pay them in Pokemon collection chests. As my amazing, very beautiful, very smart fiance says, you are going to get what you pay for. If I'm going to a Pokemon club and I know that I am going to be paying kids in cards, I am going to be getting the value of someone who I am paying cards out of it. Versus if I have someone who I know I can hire and I can pay them $50 to $20 an hour or more, depending upon the value of their job, I'm going to hopefully, in theory, be getting that much value out of it. There is going to be a general incentive that I'm going to have for people that want to work their butt off for me and do a good job and be as efficient as possible, and that incentive is money. I think that is going to hold a lot more weight than sealed product. Now, granted, if someone is willing to take sealed product and they're willing to do that good of a job, then yes. But hiring a bunch of college or high school kids, I feel like is extremely difficult to really know that. And now it's possible you could find kids, and it's funny saying kids because like I'm 24. Like technically speaking, I could be in college still, but like I don't know, man. I just think that a lot of kids my age are really lazy. If I'm being completely honest, there are hardworking kids. Don't get me wrong, but people have a misconception of social media and what it portrays as if everyone in my age is a millionaire with a Lamborghini and a Bugatti. Like, let's be honest here. That's just all for show. Because if you really want that, you're going to have to know that unless you just happen to go viral off of something, or you were a movie star or model or something, whatever, or a professional athlete, you're going to have to work a lot as an entrepreneur to be able to get to that point. But that's just the reality of the situation. How do you sign up for the wholesale club? You will sign up for it when it becomes available for the second tier part. Right now, you just go to the Patreon, and then you click on the wholesale tier. But right now, it is sold out. When the second tier becomes available, then it will be an option for you to sign up for. I just heard Hasbro sometimes gives Amazon product to sell and they be undercutting LGSs. Wow, that is so bad, bro. That is so freaking bad. For those people that are in the wholesale program that have questions about their products and their shipments, please feel free to message me personally. I will respond to you. This is the Q&A for what's going on in the market. I just want to make that clear. Because although I can address your shipping concerns here, this is more or less a more personal question about helping address your shipping concerns separately. Just from a professionality perspective, I want to be spending time talking about the Pokemon market and not just, or the business and not just hey, so my shipment came in sleeve blisters or booster bundles instead of loose. Like, what up? All products have the same pull rate. That's not true at all, average player. That's so not true. You statistically, you can't say that though, because it's very much known that if you open 36 packs worth of sleeve blisters, there's no guarantee that you're going to have the same guarantees as a booster box. Sealed investing equals easy mode. I mean, pretty much. Like I said, Jim, that's $1,200 capital tied up. There's money that's really slow increasing in theory, but not necessarily making money at the rate of another investment could. No, it makes sense. They're having conversations with one another, though. Eli, I'm here, bro. Just listening today. Much love. Hey, well, thank you so much for stopping by, Justin Durr. Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Alex Johnson, I am looking forward to joining the Discord Patreon. I have a feeling a Lorcana is scheduled to have 800 cards per year. Well, I am definitely excited to get more Lorcana, and it's going to be awesome, man. Well, Eli, in case of blisters, we'll even out the same pull rates. Try it. I will definitely have to get back to you on that. Because like I said, this is just all anecdotal. This is not statistically backed. I'm making this statement based off of my own opinion, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. However, I will get back to you. We will do some research and we'll try it out. Are you still bullish on Pokemon Go? Do you think the Dragonite V-Box is a good way to play? I mean, in terms of Pokemon Go product, it's been the same. It's been ETBs or the Evolution box. That's kind of been my two favorite items. I could care less, if I'm being honest, about the Dragonite box. Those are the two things I really care about the most, and I think will do the best long term. Yeah, I'm still bullish on Pokemon Go. Sup chat. I'm first to market with the PSA 10 Searoar Pikachu from Crown Zenith. Auction is up. Ends this Sunday. Shameless shilling from Mr. Mime is French. So I thought that it was a good price. Already messaging them. Imagine the work ethic. I'll show up to you when you post me 30 hours to ship Pokemon cards. Imagine the worth ethic. I'll show you when you post me 30 hours to ship Pokemon cards. Do you live in Arizona? Feels like stadium battle kits and battle boxes are products that lots of wholesale tiers are stuck with. Yeah. Also, to be fair, your average player, one other thing I did mention on last live stream was there is a specific product that we have been opening quite a bit and statistically have found has an extremely high pull rate consistently of getting better product more than others. I have yet to say what that product is because I don't want to manipulate the market price on it, but I can tell you that we have opened multiple, like at least 100 plus cases of this specific product and have consistently found extremely good pull rates. Invest in Sun and Moon or XY full arts and trainers? Well, are you talking about to flip? Are you talking about buy? What am I trying to say? Are you talking about buy raw to grade? Or are you talking about buy raw to flip raw? Or are you talking about to buy grade to flip grade? Like, what is your kind of thought process on that? Mike. Where am I? I always do this. Hey, I have a question in mind. Would be great. Would be a good future investment. The booster box of Brilliant Star. At this current price, not the biggest fan, but if it does indeed get a reprint, yes. Just because there isn't a guarantee doesn't mean the large scale odds aren't still 1/36 like a booster box. Yes, I understand that, Tyler. It is impossible to get empirical data on large enough scale to be significant without the MPG. No, I get that. I 100% get that. And there's different waves that play factors. I'm just saying that we have specific product that we have opened that's had extremely high pull rates, and we've opened thousands of packs worth of that specific product, and it's something that we've noticed there is a consistently higher pull rate when it comes to packs from that item. And on top of that too, we have seen different waves have played different factors with that one. The first wave of this product being the best, the second wave being the worst, and the third wave being somewhere in the middle between that. And it was something that I've had research being given to me by individuals who have come to me and found this information, and they've showed me their findings based on how much product they've opened, and then I've tested it in my own personal studies. And lo and behold, first one of this item I opened pulled an alternate art. Second one I ever opened pulled a full art, then pulled a rainbow. Like, consistently have pulled at least a hyper rare or not, or better. But yeah, I mean, once again, nothing is fully backed by statistics. It's all purely, and I'll keep saying this, it's all purely anecdotal. Did we talk about the restock today for the Evolving Skies Elite Trainer boxes? I know someone had mentioned that. But outside of that, is there anything else that was restocked on the Pokemon Center website that I know of? I have no clue. I have no clue. Do you think Sword and Shield sets will go up later because of the last year's yellow border? Honestly, I couldn't tell you. I could give you my general thought process behind it, but the amount of different theories that we've come to conclusions of on the factoring of yellow borders and silver borders and this and that, it's kind of hard to say on what the real truth and reality of the situation is on what the Pokemon Company is doing with, you know, product. Presumably you're saying that they're going to get reprinted and it's going to be yellow borders for product in the future. But I don't know, man. It's hard. Yeah, I found a lot of Evolving Skies ETBs are as of late. Yeah, I've yet to find that luck. I mean, I've obviously been gone on a business trip for the past week, so. We need to know, Spencer says. He did it again. What's the product? Must have been the lunchbox. He can't keep teasing. He will. Why not? Great prospect Pokédex. Long term, but it no brainer. Not a good short term flip. Evil, sure. Long term, no brainer. I mean, pretty good, man. Pretty good mindset when you look at it that way. Someone buy lunch boxes. Jaden Kim says, I know exactly which boxes you're talking about, and I can confirm. Oh my god. If they reprint, you'll miss the chance to cash in $100 more, but you'll still cash in $600 per box in 5 years, you know? Eli, the allocation sheet has not been updated in almost a week. There's no new product available, or what's going on? Yeah, there is no new... Well, so I've obviously been gone over a week because I was on a business trip. I'm still playing catch up. And obviously we just added another distributor for purchase, Distro 3. I'll be making an announcement about that hopefully tomorrow on the process and how we're going to go through and order product, but I'm going to make an announcement on how we could actually get some big discounts on some of the product they have available. But in terms of new product available, I think there's a couple of items I'll update at some point tomorrow when I have a chance, but not really much new in the way of like exciting product. I will have some Silver Tempest booster packs that I will be offering you guys again at the $2.51 price point, like we did before, but I will get to that when I have a second. So still playing a lot of catch up. Yeah, old Sun and Moon packs also got restocked. So big old restock on the Pokemon Center website is what it sounds like. Has anyone been scammed on TCG? What do you mean by that? Because you don't buy under MSRP, but at least you buy only when it'll skyrocket. 100% believe that there are loaded products until we have machines 100% doing all the work. That will always be the opportunity for anomalies like the product. What can we expect an update on the Poke analysis? Oh, good question, MM. So in terms of the Pokemon analysis, I am currently talking to my developer right now. We are, let me see the last message that he gave me. It was yesterday. He gave me a message actually yesterday. So, wait, no. Where's the message chat? Where's the message chat? Where is it? Where is it? Sorry, give me a sec. Okay, he said, that it is done. We have just finished our cloud database hosting. So we are now scraping information consistently. Now we are on the process of automating the script to run on the cloud as well. We're reaching the point where I feel comfortable opening beta access, or close to reaching that point. He said just a couple more steps and then we will begin the beta testing. So that is kind of where we are right now. I will be having a meeting with him in the future. And then I will make an announcement where everyone will get access to the beta testing, because we want to make sure that people will have access to the product early on and know what it's going to feel like. And then for those that are obviously in the product, that are already in the Poke Analyst tier, they will just continuously get the updates once the beta continues to roll forward. But everyone will get access to the beta, but only the Poke Analysts that are paying the monthly fee will get access to the full features once it does go live. Lost Origin booster box. This is as much as I can afford. Which BTWs all the restocked items sold out in 30 seconds? Shocker, because bots. Can you search the Pokemon Center for restocks with any of the keywords? I think you can. I remember there was a setting that you could go and type in like a specific thing for restocks, but I can't remember specifically. It's been a while. I am from Canada. All right, Pokénaz is just going off right now. I need you to make a Patreon with this advice. Average player trolling out here. Oh my gosh. Any news on any other buyouts on D1? Let's get those Dragonite Dex boxes to jump for cheap. Nothing as of late. Obviously, we did sell all the UPCs. We do have the Silver Tempest product that I will be selling soon. But yeah, Distro 3 is going to be kind of the next plan to buy up a bunch of products so we can get more allocations for Scarlet and Violet. That'll be kind of the next play. Getting as much Scarlet and Violet product as we can. WoW booster boxes are extremely low print. In your opinion, which was the largest printed set in the Sword and Shield era? I'm going to say probably Vivid Voltage, I would say. Vivid Voltage. Or Battle Styles. Vivid Voltage or Battle Styles are the two biggest set prints. So this is going off of my information that I know from distribution. For Battle Styles, there was 3 waves, and then there was a reprint. Vivid Voltage, 3 waves, and a reprint. Chilling Reign, 2 waves. Evolving Skies, technically there was 3 waves, but they all came out at once, so I guess you consider 3 waves, and then a small reprint, but it was a tiny, tiny reprint. Battle Styles, Brilliant Star was 2 waves. Fusion Strike was 2 waves. Celebrations was 2 waves. Darkness Ablaze was 1 wave plus a reprint. Champion's Path was a 1 wave plus a reprint. Yeah, I would say that Vivid Voltage and Battle Styles for certain. Remember Switch Your Failure. He gave us a hint if you were paying attention. It's something with 3 product wave releases. Oh, I see. You're trying to figure things out right now. You guys. Oh, that's so funny. Late to the party. Great to see you back. Hope you enjoyed the break. It was not a break. I wish it was a break, but it was not. It was a business trip, and I enjoyed it. But it was stressful, long, and busy. I literally worked 20 hours, and I'm not exaggerating when I say I worked 20 hours until the day I had to leave. So I spent all day catching up on work stuff, and then I was up till 4:30 in the morning working, and then basically I had to leave for the airport at 6 and said, well, screw that, I'm just going to stay up the next hour and a half and just kind of play video games for a little bit. So I worked 20 hours, then stayed up for another hour and a half, went to the airport, then landed at around, had about a half an hour of sleep on the plane ride, landed, had a business meeting that lasted about 2 hours, then went to the store and hung out there for another 3 hours, caught up with some friends, and then went to bed at 11:30. So I stayed up for like 36 hours straight, something like that. So yeah, I just worked a lot. So, hey, it's my first day I've ever worked 20 hours straight. So new record, I guess. Yay. It's not my first 100-hour work week. I've definitely done more 100-hour work weeks, but it was my first 20-hour work day, and that sucked. So I wish it was a break. Ripped my Vivid Voltage booster box in 2020 for $225. That was reprinted less than 2 weeks later. Yeah, man. That those were the days, man. Those prices were insane. I mean, prices are still insane now, but man, everything was hyperinflated during COVID. But yeah, thank you for being back, Big. I'm gonna call you Big. Yo, Travis, he's finally here. Everyone stay calm. It's glad to see you again, Travis. It's been a while. How am I doing? I'm doing well. I'm tired. I'm playing catch up, but I am enjoying myself. Tyler, I mean, logically, it has to be an unpopular product or a lot more people would know about it. Quite possibly. That is entirely possible. Or maybe it is a popular product and people just haven't realized. Or maybe it is an unpopular product and people haven't realized. Who knows? But I'm not doing too shabby, Travis. Hopefully you're doing well. It's been a while. Hopefully you're having yourself a good day. Eli was drinking margs all weekend, right? You know me, man. I like to live that lifestyle. Nope, those are Haternita boxes, not Hoopas. When are you going to get ready for volleyball again? When I'm officially... I need to get back into the gym to recover 100% since I'm still obviously dealing with my groin injury for the longest time I've been dealing with it. But I need to finish the recovery by going to the gym actively again and re-strengthening that area. So when I have time to do that, when I'm not working... so when I hire an employee, I'm probably going to do that. Hey, yeah, man, on that grind, I see you. I appreciate all the effort you put in the community. Thank you. Join the Patreon and find out which product. Red the Zapdos. I love that you said that. That is so funny. What if I did that? What if I did that and I just said in the Patreon, if you want to know what the product is, that's what I'll do to tease. I will create the second tier and I will make the announcement once the new tier has been filled. That would be the most shilliest thing to say ever. Can you imagine that? Yo, join the Patreon and I will, once it hits full again for the second tier, I just tell people what the product is. That's so messed up. No, I would never do that. I mean, bro, that'd be crazy. The general public can't keep a secret. Sorry, short-sighted YouTuber would have exploited it for views. Well, I mean, Tyler, here's the deal, man. My general thing is that obviously as a YouTuber myself, I could easily make a video about this for views, but I'm not, because I realize the market implications specifically. Like I said before, this is specific to the wave 1 of this product. Wave 3 is, although it's good, it's not as good as wave 1, but just interesting information. Does a lower tier Patreon membership give you a spot for the $75 wholesale list? No, it does not. It allows you to transfer your tier so you can upgrade when it becomes available, but it doesn't necessarily automatically enroll you. Wait, I have access to shit. You do. Did you say it had 3 waves, or just the first print run has good hits? I said that the first print run had good hits, but it is a 3-wave product. That I can tell you both of. Also, whenever you're ready to go again and get free time, SoCal weather is going to be perfect for some beach volleyball tournaments. I know, right? I mean, I've got a lot of family in SoCal. I would love to go back down there and play some ball, but gotta get free time, and free time's, it's not free. Free time is not free. It is quite the opposite. So yeah, definitely not. But yeah, no, I'll get there when I have time, but it's just continuously work in progress, work. And then I'll get there. I have so many things I want to add to the community, that there's so many different project ideas that I would love to be able to offer you guys. And I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited about the future of what we're going to be able to bring to the table and what that's going to look like. That's just something I'm excited about. How do you feel if other YouTubers create their own wholesale program? Do you welcome that? Well, let me ask you this. Why not? Why not? If other YouTubers create their own wholesale program, like, why not? And then you ask yourself the question, which other YouTubers would do that? Let me just think of some of the other YouTubers that I know, right? Cardinal Games and RNG Games and Danny Phantom. Danny Phantom, I don't think he's offering a wholesale program. RNG Games already is, but it's specifically to Magic. Here's the thing about the wholesale program you have to understand. What is the incentive for them to do it, right? If RNG Games has a storefront and they're able to sell their product for a higher premium at a storefront, and all the wholesale program is going to do is eat up more of their time, and they're going to have to pay employees to do it, why would they do that program, right? Same thing goes with Cardinal Games. Now, Danny Phantom, on the other hand, he doesn't have a storefront location. So logistically, there's an argument to be made that he could open it, but also once again, he's got a pretty big following. He doesn't need to do that either. Presumably, he can probably sell product really quickly as well. So the incentive structure for a lot of these people to create a wholesale program like this, it's not really there because, the model itself at this moment in time hasn't been proven. I'm here to try and see if we can prove that model. So far, things are going well. I just am trying to get to a financial stability point of making it as, time efficient as possible. But for the most part, I mean, someone that's been doing it for a while is someone like Rudy, but he's doing it in a different regards, right? Once again, limited product. Magic the Gathering particularly. I'm doing it a different way that no one's ever done it before, and we're just testing the waters to see how this works out. Some other YouTubers have attempted it. It hasn't worked out for them. But yeah, I mean, this is just general business concepts and ideas of innovation that we're all going to see what the reality of that's going to look like. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I wasn't the first guy to make a wholesale program. I just listed like multiple other people that do it. It's just I'm just one of the first to make it where it's all inclusive, whatever you want for the flat fee. I just wanted to do a morality check on you. I mean, what do you mean a morality check on me? Is there something wrong with it? Like, are you saying that like morality is in like I'd have something against other people doing it? I don't know. Eli, you should check out the suspect vendors on TCG Players selling Evolving Skies booster box keys for $12.50. What do you think that's about? What do you mean suspect vendors? Like they could potentially be scammers? I mean, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. Eli, I'm looking for recording equipment to start a Smash Up channel. What's a good resource for finding the right setup? I'm a dinosaur. You want me to be honest? Necro, I am a dinosaur as well. I straight up just Google searched it, best equipment for streaming. That's literally it. I had a buddy help me with some things where he basically was able to help me with the setup and is like, go get light panels. But like, generally speaking, I would just do research, or I would look at Amazon for product that had the best rating and the most amount of purchase reviews. Danny wouldn't do it. He just does all the business, not as an investor, but he supports all types. Yeah. More like an ego check. I mean, I guess what's the ego check? Like, I don't want other people doing it. I don't know. I guess where's the ego check come into play? Because as I've mentioned many times before, outside of the wholesale program, if there's ever a time where I'm selling a product on my site and as someone else is selling it cheaper, then I always tell people to go buy at the cheaper place. There's a reason why we have the Deals Discord channel in the Discord. I'm funneling my competitors, and I've even made top videos of the best Black Friday deals from my competitors. At the end of the day, obviously there's a business to be made, and I'm going to have my loyal supporters that are going to help me sell product, but I want what's for the best of the community. Now, here's the deal. I am going to be as competitive as possible so that I'm the guy that you go to for the best of everything in the community. But if I'm not doing a good enough job, then I'm going to have to bite the bullet and go offer a better deal somewhere else or funnel people to a better deal somewhere else. But I look at that as a responsibility of myself to try and beat that deal so that you guys are consistently coming to me. So I'm not necessarily competing with that store, but I'm competing with the opportunity that I can provide you guys to have the best of everything when it comes to Pokemon. Are you saying there's something wrong with Eli? Gasp. I mean, I'm definitely not perfect, that's for sure. That's for sure. You're very open and great at sharing. You share everything except this dang third wave product. Wolfie really wants to know. Any thoughts on the rare spots for Scarlet, on the 3 rare spots for Scarlet and Violet? I think that it is quite interesting. I will refrain from giving a really deep thought because if I'm being honest, it's something that I don't know how it's going to reflect the market until we truly know. Obviously, the biggest thing is reverse rares are no longer going to be, no longer going to include rare. So now all holographics are going to be rare. That's just it, official. So I don't think it's going to change much outside of the fact that obviously holographic rares are just going to be cheaper and non-holo rares are going to be non-existent. TCG scammers, that's what you were talking about. Let me go back up, Tori, and see if there's something. Yeah, I assume you're saying that in reference to the just, I mean if you guys watched my video yesterday, I even pointed it out with I think it was, God, what was the booster box? I think it was Silver Tempest, where I was like, someone listed like 10 sales for $11 a pop. I mean, people are going to try and manipulate the market. I think I know what the product is. It's trash toolkit. You guys are gonna keep guessing. No, actually, Eli is perfect. Definitely not. Definitely not. I have to tell you in like 2 years. Deal, Spencer. I'll tell you in 2 years what it is. Just come up with a plausible list of product, then watch some YouTube videos to see that. That is not a bad idea. Eli is 10% perfect. Eli's got the perfect Riz, the Poké 90% ethanol. You guys. Oh, that's so funny. Do you think Japanese Scarlet Valley promos will be included in English set? I hope so, and I'm gonna say I presume so. It seems as if the Pokemon Company Japan or English has realized the demand for promo specials, specifically how Japan is doing so well with it, and I think that they're trying to create that to be something prevalent within Pokemon, not to the same extent as Japan, because obviously Japan has consistently their own exclusive promo product, but like at least to like for example the Arceus promo GameStop exclusive that got put into an Arceus box over here in the US. Do you think Crown Zenith ETBs could get a reprint, or should I buy now at the current price for my sealed? Not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. I have no clue at this point. I have no clue. I can sit here and tell you that I think more than likely, based off of history, that Crown Zenith should get a reprint. That's what makes the most sense. Patience is always the game. I'm erring on the side of saying wait, but at the same time, I did when I made the video saying Crown Zenith was one of my favorite products. I said at least if you could pick it up for MSRP, then I would pick it up. That's what I did say. Is Koga here? He should chime in on this type of thing. I don't know. I think Koga chimed in at one point. I can't remember in particular. I don't think he's been here. No, Jayon chimed in. Yeah, Koga and Raheem are the only mods that have not said anything. If I hadn't invested way too much of my net worth in cardboard recently, I'd be watching videos to figure it out. I haven't opened any Crown Zenith, not sure why. Maybe I'm depressed. What a shame, what a shame. How is the market for Crown Zenith right now when looking at the General Galarian Gallery? Let's take a look and see the prices. See if we're seeing market adjustments. I mean, the Giratina's gone down, but it's not like it's really gone down that much. I mean, we saw it at one point going for 200, and now it's like kind of flatlined in the near mint condition around that one. I mean, this is all 0%. Let's just say verified sellers. If you go just verified sellers, it's selling for around 160, 165. Like, I mean, the value of this is still relatively good, right? Mewtwo V-Star. I mean, there's still so many cards you can get for such a good price. Or, sorry, that you can sell if you hit. Looks steady. Yeah, no, it looks very steady. What are you investing in right now, and you think Silver Tempest will go up in price this year or not? Well, I mean, in terms of what I'm investing in at this moment in time, I'm investing in my business and myself. I have not really been taking any sort of outside investments at this moment in time, just purely based on the fact that I've been so consumed with my own work stuff. I did make a video, obviously, about a couple months ago saying that I was going to do an investment, play the wave introduction video, and that was going to start with Silver Tempest booster boxes. So that was one that I was a huge fan of. Do I think Silver Tempest booster boxes will do well? Of course, as long as it doesn't get a reprint. But that's just the name of the game. The product will do well as long as it doesn't get a reprint. Now the question is, in terms of booster boxes, which is the best performing? Silver Tempest is at 130. Lost Origin, let's see the real price point. It's selling for 137. Let's click on Silver Tempest though, because obviously there was some market manipulations. So let's see the actual price point. Nope, it is at that 130 price point. So it appears as if Lost Origin is slightly performing better, but is also a slightly older set, so it has more time to accrue value. Astral, obviously an older set than both, but performing worse, so that should say something. I mean, as long as we get reprints, which in theory we should, the expectation and the reality of that all should be it's going to happen at some point, and prices are going to go down, and there's going to be an opportunity, but who knows? Eli, make more money investing in himself, not sealed. I mean, I definitely would say at this point, yeah, that's where my thought process is that I invest in my growth of my business. Now, before, like literally when I lived in Oregon, before I moved, I was constantly investing in Pokemon product, and I cashed out on Evolving Skies and cashed out on Celebrations. So I bought so many Celebrations exclusive Elite Trainer boxes, PC Elite Trainer boxes, and I made fat stacks on that baby. So that was exciting. And then I bought anything and everything Evolving Skies. But yeah. Just Pokemon Mafia manipulation, not fair with all the selling shops who are just like you fans. Too much stores that sell Mafia. I don't know what you mean by that. The way a business develops isn't by investing in other commodities, but rather in business assets and developing. Yeah, just bankrolling, man. Just continuously growing and just reinvesting back in itself. I'm worried about the Galarian Gallery single values because the pull rates have been better than sets I remember, although I'm just a small sample. Based on what we've seen from the images shown, the pull rates are better, but also at the same time, the scarcity of product at this moment in time is very limited. However, with that being said, there's going to be at least another 4 waves of product that is going to be coming out for Crown Zenith. That's going to be pink collections, premium collections, mini tins, other boxes. Like, it's going to naturally, these things are going to crash. So if you're trying to buy singles, please wait. There's so much opportunity for this to go down in the long term. I think we expect less rare singles to go down before they go up. I think CZ will be sealed king like Celebrations because of the fun. Opening, you agree. As long as it stays the same currently as the way in which the market is going, and we don't expect there to be a reprint for Crown Zenith, then yeah, it's going to keep going up. Even after, if hypothetically gets a reprint, it'll do well. I mean, I'm super high in Crown Zenith regardless. If Crown Zenith doesn't get a reprint, then this is just like insane. Prices are just going to keep going up. If it does get a reprint, then it's going to crash until a certain point, and then you're going to want to pick it up at that point because it's going to do really well long term. But yeah, in terms of singles, I mean, I think we can expect the Raw's singles to just keep going down for a while as the waves keep getting put out. Man, it's hard to figure out the right time to sell. I also got to take taxes and eBay fees into consideration, so I just hold long term. And there ain't anything wrong with that, CJ. Koga's here, finally. What perfect timing, Travis. Hey, literally we've had every mod except for Raheem. What the heck, Raheem? That has stopped by in the chat. So shout out to all the mods that have been here so far. Except for Raheem, frick you. No, I'm just kidding. Watching me lurking. Eli or the Eli Riz? Yeah, we were literally just talking, being like, yo, where the frick is Koga? Glad to see you here. The Pokey Riz, baby. The Pokey Riz. All right, so here's the deal, ladies and gentlemen. We've got about another 5 minutes, and then I'm going to wrap things up. So, because we are getting to the witching hour, as I like to call it, or we're going to hit that 2-hour point of stream. So, get your last questions in, then we'll get things going. The only reason to buy singles right now is you are a grade and flip kind of guy, which is what I am. I mean, you can definitely make value in that. And that's something that's honestly what I'm most excited about the Poke Analysis bot, is when we do create that, it's going to change the game, in my opinion, for the way in which you now decide to grade for flipping. And it's going to help us find out so much more information on such a larger scale for the best way to make money doing it. PC ETBs have been getting restocked. No shot they're sold out that quick. Yeah, no, like I said before, man, CJ, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Historically, Pokemon Company's always done restocks in waves for specialty ETB products when a set comes out, so don't be alarmed. The Amazon Arceus box are on sale for $38, comes with 10 packs. I know, but even if you sell the promos off, like, is that really worth it? Because, like, you're just saying if you don't sell the promos right then and there, that's going to be $3.80 a pack. That's not good, you know? I missed it. I was driving. I low-key have to add a wrench in my name at this point to blend it. Oh my god, average player is like, yo, when can I be like a mod already? I bought a case, $450, $25 shipping from TCG was delivered today. Hey, for Crown Zenith ETB, shout out to you on that one. There was a Vegas event where PSA is doing the same thing, grading services on site. Yeah, I've heard about that. Also, didn't they drop prices recently for PSA? Didn't they change to $15? Members get discounted on $15 is what I remember hearing. I could be wrong. Let me log in and just check and see if that's confirmed true. But someone was messaging me about it. I don't know if it's available yet. But if I go click submit, and let's find out. Start new submission. Grading. No autograph. Next. The price is now $15. Yep, for TCG and non-sports card, $19.80 to present. Yep, so price once again dropped from $18 to $15. So I mean, prices for, as we expected, are going to probably just keep going down. I pulled an Aerodactyl from Amazon box, so I can't knock it. Fair enough. But a Vegas event. When's the Vegas event, Vrath? I mean, might as well just drive down at that point. Now the CG grades metal cards. Try to grade a set of RCS UPCs and see what they sell for. Hey, I mean, not a bad thought. Dude, I ripped all 4 cases worth of those loose packs from the fall chest. Got a few alt-arts, but nothing serious. I'm depressed. Oh, that sucks, dude. I'm so sorry. Oh, that's so tough. Waited 3 weeks hoping for a PSA special. Finally caved since at $19. And then they announced the pack. Oh, that's tough, dude. That sucks. Yeah, I sent in like half of what I wanted to send in at 18 because I figured that this was the ones I was okay sending in now, and that I would wait on sending the rest when the price dropped again. So, and I cracked some of my cards hoping to send in for regrade as well, because I think some of them that got 9 should have gotten 10s, but PSA be doing PSA things, you know what I'm saying? So, and I've seen videos where a lot of times people got a ton of 9s and they did a regrade and all of a sudden got a bunch of 10s. So, what's the future looking like for Celebrations ETBs? Nothing but either sideways and then to the moon. I mean, honestly, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but obviously we're not going to get a reprint anytime soon for, we're not going to get a reprint at all for Celebrations products. So if you're talking about best long-term investment for the current price, I mean, this is kind of it, man. Unless we get some market recession that crashes it all, it's going to do well at its current price point. At MGM Grand. When is this, though? That's the name of the game. Rip a pack at less than $250 a pop, so thank you. Hey, let's go, baby. Hey, that's how it is. Dang it, submitted 100 cards. Oh, that sucks, dude. I'm so sorry. Regrading is the easiest money in your opinion? It is definitely easy money as long as you hit. As long as you hit. But yeah, like I said before, there's obviously some speculation and risk taken into it, but had a chance to go to Mesa for school for the next 2 years, but decided to stay in MO. Would have changed if I had known about your job opening. I mean, Nathaniel, are you really wanting to work for me and ship Pokemon boxes out? If people are that, like, yo, if it means I get to work with you, then I just feel I mean, heck, I would love it, man. Main collection, March 30th to April 2nd. Thank you, MGM. I will look into that. I might actually go to that then if it means like an expedite shipping. I mean, it's in Las Vegas. I think that's like a drive to Las Vegas from where I am. That's a 5.5 hour drive, but I mean the plane ticket is probably dirt cheap. Probably like an hour flight to Vegas from Phoenix. So if I fly Frontier or if I fly Spirit, it's $38. Okay, I know this is off topic, but we're about to wrap things up, so I might as well ask people this question. What is the hate for Frontier? If I go to Florida, right? If I want to go take a trip to Florida, it's going to cost me $450 to go America. Versus Frontier, it's going to cost me $80. I understand that you're going to have hidden fees and you're going to have, obviously, you know, a less comfortable flight. But considering it's a non-stop 5-hour flight, one way, or round trip, and it's going to cost me, even probably after fees, more than 50% cheaper, I don't understand what the disdain is. That's just me personally, but I don't know, man. Yeah, because I'm like looking at it, and I'm just saying like, yo, if I were to make a flight down there, that just seems so cheap. I don't know, man, but what do I know, I guess. But what do I know? But yeah, you said that it was where'd the message go about the dates? Oh my gosh. Did I get behind on messages again? Or did you delete it? No, your message got deleted, Wrath, yeah? Oh, no, it's right there, March 30th. Yeah, so if I were to, let's say, fly in, like, I don't know, March, say, 28th, and I stayed there until the 4th. I mean, if I'm going round trip, it's going to cost me $57 Frontier nonstop. Like, what? Like, otherwise I'm paying American $151, and that's triple the price. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just seems so much better to do it Frontier. But what do I know, I guess. All right, last couple of questions, and we're going to wrap it up officially here. I've had Frontier oversell flights from me to LA, and it wouldn't let me essentially board, and then I had to wait till the next day. Ooh, that I can understand. That I can understand instead. We want to get in with Eli, bro. Of course, I'm dead ass. If my wife wants to move, get an RV and move out there and Airbnb the house for a few years. I do security as well as once we get a large facility. I mean, but what do you do for work right now, Necro? That's the first question, is what do you do for work right now? Because the last thing I want to do is like tell someone to relocate their entire life to go work for me part-time at the future shot of them being a part of something extremely big. If someone's willing to take that drive and they have that ambition and they don't have a ton of like risk and they're willing to like, because let's say they already have a ton of money and they don't need another job, or let's say that they're willing to pick up another job in their area, then obviously I can't say no to that ambition level, but that just feels like a lot of pressure that someone would be putting on themselves for that, you know what I mean? You're young and not a salty old dude yet. You can fly budget airlines, be happy. Wolfie, that's so funny. Frontiers and others are just like a pay for an add-ons airlines. Seats are really small also, and I'm only 5'7". If you don't have bag, budget airlines are great. Yeah, I never have bags. I have one carry-on and then my backpack. That's all I ever do. I just don't need a lot. Cool, man. I've been getting into grading recently. Seems like vintage is super hard to grade with PSA. All right, I'm already 5 minutes over, which is not a lot, but I'm already over. Awesome live, by the way. Hey, that is not that far fetched, to be fair, Necro. But anyway, I'm gonna end it here, guys. I want to thank you all once again so much for stopping by. Really excited to be back. Really had a blast catching up and talking with you guys. And guess what? My stream health, because I was monitoring it this entire time, we did not drop a single internet connection problem whatsoever. The stream health stayed excellent the entire time. Nothing changed. Everything ran smooth and perfect. So I feel pretty confident to say this now that we've ended the stream, that I think from here on out things will start to look a lot healthier. So I'm really excited for that. Can't thank you guys once again so much for stopping by. But of course, that is all for today's video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe if you want to enter into our weekly giveaways. But